Wendy Williams is in danger, and some people are even under the assumption that she is on the verge of passing away sometime soon.
I think what's scary about this is how quickly she declined. Like, one day she was on TV, and then by the next season she was no longer, able to even host the show. Just been on a quick decline. And I hate to say it, but she may not be here much longer.
Her ongoing health struggles have taken another heartbreaking turn, and new details about her condition emerged through legal documents filed during Sabrina Morrissey or Guardian's attempt to block the release of Where is Wendy Williams, a Lifetime documentary exploring Wendy's guardianship, health issues, and life after the Wendy Williams show. Sabrina has accused the filmmakers of exploiting Wendy during a vulnerable period when she was reportedly unable to give informed consent due to her diagnosis. She called the release of the documentary calculated and deliberate, claiming it humiliated Wendy, who is battling FTD, which is frontotemporal dementia, a progressive and incurable condition. The heated legal battle between Wendy Williams' guardian and the producers of Where is Wendy Williams continues to attract attention and grow even more chaotic. So let's get into it, you guys. The contentious lawsuit unfolding between Wendy Williams' legal guardian and the producers of Lifetime's Where is Wendy Williams docuseries continues to stir up troubling revelations, as recent reports based on a court memo filed earlier this month reveal that Wendy Williams is now cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated. If you guys haven't been keeping up with this lawsuit, brace yourself, because it's a series of some really unfortunate developments. In 2022, Wells Fargo froze Wendy Williams' bank accounts shortly after the Wendy Williams show ended and requested that a guardian be appointed to oversee her finances. The court appointed Sabrina Morrissey to the role. Now, Sabrina later opposed the creation of a docuseries about Wendy Williams' current life, arguing that Wendy was not competent to consent to being filmed because of her condition. Despite Sabrina's efforts to block its release earlier this year, the series premiered in February. Around that same time, Wendy's care team released a statement reportedly co-signed by Wendy, revealing her diagnosis of aphasia and frontotemporal dementia in 2023. Most recently, as part of ongoing legal proceedings though, Sabrina filed a memo requesting the redaction of certain details from court filings to protect Wendy's privacy and dignity. This document also disclosed the claim that Wendy is, end quote, permanently disabled, you guys. Really unfortunate news. Now, throughout all of this, there are a lot of people that are sad about this. Even if you didn't watch the Wendy Williams show, you'd see her clips going viral all the time. She was viewed as the OG of delivering news in an iconic fashion. Her clips would even be used as viral memes on the internet as well numerous times. But it looks like others continue to have no sympathy towards her because of some of the quote shitty things she's done in the past. For those who don't know about all of that, here's a Reddit post in a thread that has been going viral talking about all her past controversies that people are really upset about to this day. You guys can pause to read, but it is definitely sad to see anyone in a situation like this or be in a state of mind like this. Wendy had such a big fan base. According to IMDb, an online database for information pertaining to films, TV series, podcasts, etc., Wendy Williams earned over $50,000 per episode with the Wendy Williams show and once had a net worth of around $20,000. However, reports now suggest Williams' net worth is only $500,000. In the trailer for Where is Wendy Williams, the star claims she has no money. Wendy's finances have been a huge controversy over the last couple of years. If she has access to the payments that she's getting, or if someone else is in charge of that, or is taking that money from her, especially now due to her condition, having dementia. Now, way back earlier this year, Wendy's care team put out a statement writing, Wendy is still able to do many things for herself. Most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care she requires to make sure she is protected and that her needs are addressed. Wendy herself supposedly issued this message of gratitude, saying, "Your response has been overwhelming. The messages shared with me have touched me, reminding me of the power of unity and the need for compassion." Now, as of recently though, this memo didn't hold back, accusing A&E of engaging in what it described. This case arises from the brutally calculated, deliberate actions of powerful and cravenly opportunistic media companies working together with a producer to knowingly exploit Williams. Lifetime is a subsidiary of A&E Networks, and A&E is now now filing a counterclaim against Sabrina, asserting that both Wendy's manager and her family supported the release of the series. Wendy's guardian, Sabrina's filings shed light on how FTD is affecting Wendy, emphasizing that the condition is expected to worsen over time. The documents also allege that Wendy's participation in the documentary was arranged without a valid contract or approval from her guardian, leaving Wendy vulnerable and unprotected during its production. This revelation around Wendy's decline began with complications from Graves' disease, lymphedema, and struggles with alcohol use, ultimately resulting in court-ordered guardianship in April of 2022, which is where Sabrina came into the picture. According to reports, Lifetime and the other parties involved in the docuseries criticized Sabrina for attempting to block its release earlier this year, arguing that she was inhibiting and interfering with the exercise of free speech rights regarding a matter of public interest. Other parties behind the lawsuit contend that docuseries aim to provide a raw, honest, and unfiltered look into the life of Wendy after she was placed under guardianship. Specifically, they claim the series sought to highlight how Sabrina's guardianship was preventing Wendy from living a healthier life, keeping her isolated from family and loved ones instead of fostering closer connections. Which is interesting. So it seems like one party is saying one thing and the other is saying something else. So who really knows who's telling the truth at this point and who is really at the best interest of Wendy throughout all of this? They said Sabrina Morrissey isolated her from her family, left her largely alone and unattended in her apartment, exacerbated her self-destructive behavior and mental decline, and failed to prevent her use and/or abuse of alcohol. Thus, it appears that Sabrina is misusing her position as a guardian of Wendy to silence criticism of her controversial and failed administration of Wendy's guardianship. The court filings continue with Entertainment One's legal argument stating that Sabrina denied Wendy perhaps one of her last opportunities to exercise her autonomy and genuinely connect with her fans in the direct and unfiltered way that defined her career. Entertainment One, a production company that has worked on multiple projects related to Wendy Williams, including the Where is Wendy Williams documentary, claimed they paid Wendy approximately $400,000 for her participation in the series. However, once Sabrina saw the final cut and the way it was framed, she allegedly realized it would raise questions about Wendy's care and treatment under guardianship, potentially putting Sabrina's own actions under scrutiny. Now, all parties involved, Lifetime, A&E, Creature Films, Entertainment One, are seeking to recover costs and attorney's fees from Sabrina along with unspecified damages, according to reportings by the U.S. Sun. The outlet also notes that further amended complaints or countersuits could be filed, meaning this legal battle is far from over, you guys. According to Mayo Clinic, aphasia robs you of the ability to communicate and can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. The group adds that the condition typically occurs suddenly after a stroke or a head injury, but it can also come on gradually from a slow-growing brain tumor or disease that causes progressive permanent damage.
So it's just announced that Wendy Williams is permanently incapacitated, which means that she is physically unable to do a lot of things. She's probably needing assistance with moving, walking, bathing, dressing herself, the 5 activities of daily living. And more than likely, she doesn't have the ability to make rational, sound decisions without having someone assist her. I think what's scary about this is how quickly she declined. Like one day she was on TV and then by the next season she was no longer, able to even host the show. And after they did her, I want to say biography or whatever, or documentary, it's like she's just been on a quick decline. And I hate to say it, but she may not be here much longer. It's really sad to see someone as iconic as Wendy Williams. Like, cognitively, she was so sound, like she was so there, she was so present. I think it's just like really sad to see somebody such as her go from, being extremely like knowledgeable, vocal, and just like completely vanish. Like essentially, once somebody loses, like my mom's always told me, once you're like incapacitated mentally, you're gone. Like the person who you once were is no longer. You know what I'm saying? Like she's just no longer here. Like
in December of last year, this clip of Wendy on her show went viral, wherein people believed there was noticeable signs of her diagnosis with the way she was talking, and that you could tell on her face she looked sadder than usual. Hopefully, Wendy is getting better mentally and getting healthy. She was hated by many for being real, but that's why many of us love her. You can tell she low-key knew it was the end. We never even got to say goodbye. You can tell she was starting to struggle here. Hope she's okay. She said way more here than she usually did for her season finales. I think she could feel something beginning to happen to her. This person said, and there were quite a few comments like this, Wendy Williams was a terrible person before dementia, so I have no sympathy. Regardless of how you feel about Wendy, it's sad seeing another human in this way, and especially given the whole finances situation and her allegedly being taken taken advantage of by other people because of this condition. Hopefully she gets the proper care and treatment that she needs to get through all of this. But let me know your thoughts on the lawsuit as well as the countersuit against Sabrina by these media companies. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.